Welcome to AgriBoard channel. Today we are looking at an inspiring fisheries initiative from Meghalaya, where cage culture in Umiam Reservoir was used to support tribal fishers under the tribal subplan. Let's see how ICAR, local institutions and fisher groups work together to turn open reservoir water into a productive income source. This initiative was launched to create a reliable livelihood option for tribal fishers in the Umiam Reservoir area of Reservoirs district, Meghalaya. ICAR Central Inland Fisheries Research Institute, Barakpur, worked together with the ICAR Research Complex for North-Eastern Hills region, Umiam. The idea was simple but powerful: use cage culture in the reservoir to produce fish in a controlled way. For communities depending on fisheries, this can improve both income and local participation. A major strength of this project was that it was not only institution-driven, but also community-led. Around 50 local fishers from the Reservoir Farmers Union took part in the activity. Their involvement meant daily operations, feeding, and long-term ownership became much more practical. This is exactly why many successful aquaculture projects focus on organized local groups rather than isolated individuals. The article specifically mentions the leadership of Shri D. Mazao, President of the Union, and Shri Brightstar K. Secretary. Such local leadership is very important in reservoir cage farming because activities like feeding, watch and ward, and harvest planning need coordination. When the group trusts its leaders, adoption becomes easier. It also helps in managing income and future expansion as a society. The technical setup included a battery of 6 CI-free GI cage units installed in the reservoir. Each cage measured 6 by 4 by 4 meters, giving a gross area of 100 cubic meters per cage with an effective water volume of 90 cubic meters. Together, the system created a sizable production unit inside the reservoir itself. This kind of modular cage design is useful because it can be monitored more easily than fully open capture fishing. The cages were stocked on September 24, 2019, through a fish seed stocking program. 3 species were used: Kohri or Labeogonius, Amur common carp, and koi carp. The fingerlings were provided by the Fisheries Division of the ICAR Research Center for NEH region. Starting with healthy seed is one of the most important steps in cage culture because early survival and growth depend heavily on the quality and size of fingerlings. The fish were fed twice daily using ICAR CIFRICAGEGROW floating feed. The feeding rate was maintained at 3 to 5% of body weight, which is a standard practical approach in growing fish. This is important because underfeeding slows growth, while overfeeding wastes money and can affect water quality. The local cage farmers themselves handled the daily feeding, which built hands-on skills along with production. Regular monitoring was done by the ICAR CIFRI Regional Center, Guwahati, and the ICAR Research Complex for NEH region, Umiam. They tracked fish growth and also kept an eye on water quality, which is absolutely essential in cage culture. In reservoir systems, fish health can be strongly affected by oxygen levels, feed management, and environmental changes. A very positive result here was that no disease incidence was observed during the trial period. After 5 months of rearing, the results clearly showed that Amur carp performed the best overall in this reservoir cage system. The maximum individual weights reached 217 grams for Labeogonius, 660 grams for Amur carp, and 665 grams for koi carp. But when survival was considered, Amur carp came out on top with 80% survival. So in practical farming terms, Amur carp was identified as the most suitable candidate for cage culture in Umiam Reservoir. The final harvest from the cages directly benefited the participating farmers, which is the most important proof of success. What is especially encouraging is that the fishers deposited part of the income into the Umnio Kwan Welfare Fund bank account at SBI ICAR Complex branch, Umiam. That shows the group was not thinking only about one crop but about continuity. In other words, this maiden trial created both income and a foundation for future cage culture expansion. So the big takeaway is clear. With the right cage design, suitable fish species, regular monitoring, and strong community participation, reservoir cage culture can become a solid livelihood option. If you found this useful, like the video, share it with others interested in fisheries, and subscribe to AgriBoard channel for more practical agriculture and aquaculture stories.